team that I feel like, and again, repping SCU tonight, the team that I feel like really needed a showcase tonight was Hager and Jericho. These two guys, honestly, we haven't seen Jericho in action very much as far as like this tag team performing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see, with all the skits that we've been seeing, I wanted to see these guys get in the ring, and I wanted to see them, kind of win a match and definitively kind of showcase why we love the Inner Circle. It's not just the comedy. We love Jericho for what he does in the ring too. It's not just about these skits. So I thought this was a really pinnacle match for the Inner Circle, something that was really needed, really necessary. It was interesting to see the whole Inner Circle at ringside. I thought that was really interesting to see MJF get involved tonight. What was your thoughts on the match? I know you're, as far as in-ring styles go, you would not be wearing an SCU t-shirt. They're not your favorite tag team. But do you think that the match, when it comes to being, two veterans in Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, how do you think that they dealt with Jericho and Hager tonight? How do you think the match played out? And really, to me, what does this say, focusing on the Inner Circle? Walking away from this match and this segment and these segments that came thereafter, what are your thoughts on the Inner Circle moving forward?
Now, nothing against SCU. They have their place, and unfortunately, I'm not a huge SCU overall fan, but they can put on some good, solid matches. I mean, they were the first tag team champions for a reason, and this really did a great job at strengthening the Inner Circle. What I really loved about this match was that, the whole Inner Circle came out together with new merch, a new look, essentially like a true unified. This was like the true first time we saw them essentially like unified, other than all like the skits that we've been seeing, which have been great. And I honestly was a little surprised to see Jake Hager back so soon from his MMA fight, recovering. I don't remember the exact date, but usually those fighters take months and months and months off. And he fought hard tonight, and with Jericho, it was a well fought match. And honestly, SCU did a great job entertaining me. And the BME, the best moonsault ever by Christopher Daniels, is an impressive move. I love how quick and just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And for the Inner Circle to be feuding with SCU and putting them over a little bit, it's okay. It has its place. This match had its place. It's not the best match of the card, but I always love seeing Jericho, and it's great to see the Inner Circle, because they're definitely top of my list of most entertaining factions and so many different stories to tell. And for them to be at ringside was an absolute perfect. And then for others to get involved, you got Ortiz to get involved, you have MJF getting involved, and it just builds on next week's card, because he used his ring twice, and then randomly the announcers announced that there's the battle royal for the ring. And so that definitely tells me that he's going to be losing the ring, because he planted that seed of using it multiple times.
It's come to his, it's been his ace in the sleeve for the last,
You got the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal.
I like that.
So this is here we go. Well, let's take a look at this. And
you look at those competitors, man. He's got some fierce competition for this, huh?
I mean, right off the bat, I haven't really been able to see who's all in this, but who do you think is going to win this? Not to get too sidetracked. Like, if you had to say something, give 5 seconds to think about it.
No pressure on me. My early pick would be, I would either say it's going to be Wardlow, which would be interesting because it would kind of be, reverse the story between MJF and Wardlow a little bit. I think that would be really, really cool to change up that dynamic. I would like that. Oh, man.
Okay, so all right, you're picking Wardlow. I'm picking Sammy Guevara.
Ooh. That's a good pick.
All right, let's see. But anyways, back to the
match. I like that. Oh, man, that's a good pick. Now you got me thinking. That's a really good pick.
They've been planning that seed for a while.
MJF's little feud.
Yeah, they've been planning that seed for a while.
That would be something if MJF's little buddy Sammy got the ring, huh?
That would be great.
Gosh, dude, you got me. I think you're gonna win this one. You're good, SPD. You're good.
It
You're
could be
good,
totally.
you.
I mean, John Silver could win it, and I'd be happy too.
Nah,
So.
yeah, I think that I think that certainly we just named probably two of the favorites. I know a lot of people are going to be thinking maybe Hangman Page, but I think that you just mentioned that storyline wise, Sammy makes a lot of sense. And for those of us who are waiting for MJF to start to get his his comeuppance from Wardlow, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
Wardlow to get a little bit more shine. That would certainly be an interesting dynamic for MJF to have to be humbled and kind of give his ring to the guy he pays. So I think that would be interesting. But Sammy certainly would be a great dynamic too. Can't wait to see what happens in that one. That's a main event right there. But it's going to be just one of many matches in that show. Cannot wait for Winter is Coming. I can't believe it's next week. It's unbelievable. It's just
I know.
unbelievable.
Pay-per-view.
That card's going to be stacked beyond belief. For me, this match, yes. I mean, this is, for me, I like SCU. More than anything, I respect them. I watched these guys in TNA, and they did great work back then. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels in their prime. Some of the better, for guys, when we talk about changing the landscape of American professional wrestling, so often I grew up, watching WWE and WWF at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, growing up on guys like Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and all those types of guys, that type of physique, right? Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian did a lot of work in America to change what it means to be, as far as what it means to be a professional wrestler, the look. They helped pave the way, and it's not just them. There are other athletes that have helped do that. Chris Jericho being another one, but body style, those guys have become more of the norm. We see way more guys like that aren't the size of a Miro, aren't the size of a Wardlow. More of an everyday regular guy. Not to say Frankie Kazarian, the guy's in phenomenal shape, right? But they've helped transform it, and some of their matches in like over the course of their career, phenomenal and really high flying stuff. So it was nice to see Christopher Daniels break out that best moonsault ever.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice. Frankie Kazarian can still go. I mean, that guy,
we'll see next week.
I mean, that dude, he can still hang. I mean, that guy can go. He has the cardio of anybody. Like, he can match anybody in the ring. And I think that Trent Beretta kind of has sort of that same career trajectory, right? Like, just a guy who has like sort of that inner work engine that he can just continue to go, never runs out of fumes, right? So I thought it was a good match. I thought it was interesting. But for me, as an Inner Circle fan, right, you and I have talked a lot about what's gone on with the Inner Circle. I think social media is split, right, on where we're going and them becoming more of a comedy act and things like that. I loved seeing Jericho cut that promo later on where he kind of said, there's no more nonsense. Like, we're coming at it. We're coming out. We're going to put a beating on people again. And we're going to remind people through violence why we are the Inner Circle, why we are the most dominant faction in professional wrestling. I thought that was really, really well done, and it's been needed. I really want to see the Painmaker back. I want to see, especially with the addition of MJF, right? A conniving, cunning, kind of a guy that's easy to hate. I mean, I want to see these guys lean more into being the badasses that we know they are. Obviously, keep that humor. I mean, Ortiz, throughout that interview, his facial expressions, dude, I was dying. I found myself focused on Ortiz and his facial expressions more than some of the words that were coming out at times. The guy is a star, he clearly knows what he's doing as far as his ability to emote and just capture an audience. He's so freaking funny. But I loved Jericho's promo after this match. Not only did they win, but I think Jericho kind of made a statement coming off the heels of Vegas. Like you talked about, this was the first time that we've seen the Inner Circle, the new Inner Circle, perform together. And it was, I think, Vegas proved to be a bonding experience. And I think that they're going to build off of this, and it would be really great. I'd love to see them make an impact before they ultimately implode, right? We all know it's only a matter of time before something goes wrong and things go off the tracks. But I'd love if they made an impact, and it would make that implosion feel that much more worthwhile. if we're on the cusp of seeing another Jericho title reign or something like that, right? I would be so excited about them actually building towards something again. MJF would also be a great challenger as the world champion, right? We saw
again,
it earlier this year.
I know. I wish I was all ready for him to get on the belt too, man. But time and time again, you know, Moxley reels me in and just proves how he is the best in the world, man. He is just